Right, I am here with Darren after another disappointing defeat at home, this time 2-0 against Hanworth Villa. Seems to me it was a game, first half, very even, we probably shaded it. First 5-6 minutes of the second half, we were well on top, didn't take our chances, got hit. That's pretty much it, really. What were your thoughts on the game?
I think you've summed it up, Gal. Shall we just leave it there? Nice, that'd be the quickest interview ever. Yeah, I think you're right. I thought actually, probably for 60 minutes, I thought we were probably shaded it as being the better side. Probably thought we had the better chances. Thought we looked more likely to score. And as you say, despite a couple of good opportunities, failed to make one count. A couple of good saves from their keeper, to be fair, in the one-on-ones, but yeah, disappointing then to get done by a sucker punch, isn't it?
Yeah, and if we're honest, towards the end of the game, we were throwing people forward. It could quite easily have ended up 3 or 4.
Yeah, absolutely. I think you're right. It's one of them. Do you conservatively take a 1-0 loss and try and sit in and accept it, or do you feel like you still got to try and go for something in the game? Well, I guess I'd always be of the mindset, when there's time, there's hope, and and had we have got one back in that spell, you never know. But yeah,
A couple of new debutants out there today. How do you think they got on? Christian Giamfi and Daniel Peppel.
Yeah, I thought obviously Chris started. I thought he did well. I thought a good shift, good honest shift for us. He'll be disappointed. Couple of chances have gone to him, and I think on another day he could have a brace on his debut, and it's a different conversation. But I think when Dan came on, I think the game was a bit frenetic and pretty disorganised. So I guess it was probably hard to make a real mark in that 15-20 minute spell.
Yeah, that's fair enough. Any sort of regrets on the second goal? I'm looking at when we played, and I know the game's changed massively since those days, but Sam Merson, very tidy player, can't fault him for that, got lots of ability. We've let him run 30 or 40 yards before he smashed it in at the top corner. Yeah, I'm sure we both know centre halves who would have said, you know what, I'm going to take one.
Take one for the team, yeah, of course, yeah. I think he got an initial bit of luck. Do say you make your own luck, because he, we know that he chases and he works hard. He's a good player. But when it ends up on between him and Manny and kind of drops in his favour, and then he travels inside 20-30 yards unopposed, that's not good enough. Simple as that.
No, that's fair enough. Now means we've got 1 point from the last 12 games, so obviously we need to start picking up a few points here and there. Now we have another crucial game next Friday against Ashford Town.
I don't think it's 1 point from 12 games.
No, you're quite right. It's 1 point from a possible 12 from 4 games. God, this is getting old. So we've got Ashford Town on Friday, which is almost now we're in the must-win stakes.
Yeah, you know what? You know me a long time ago. I hate to put that kind of on any game, because they're the toughest. They're the toughest ones, aren't they? You go out and you're thinking, are we mentally, on the back foot straight away because you apply the pressure? But actually, let's be real. Players at this level should be able to deal with that, and I think they should understand that the rot needs to stop, and we need to start putting some points on the board, because we're sliding down the table, and the Lord Mayor's show that we had when we first come in it seems like a long time ago now. So 1 point out of possible 12 in the last 4 is hugely disappointing. I think in truth doesn't paint the full picture, because for me only really the Binfield game away, I thought we were absolutely atrocious. I was trying to think of a word there.
Yeah, well done.
Probably wouldn't
Impressed.
get bleeped out. I thought, we were awful. Other than that, I think we've been competitive without really forcing home good advantages. But in every game, in all these games, we could have, should have, and we'll rue the fact that we haven't taken the lead.
Yeah, no, totally agree. Okay, we also have a little game in between. On Tuesday night, we are heading off to Walton Hersham for a Surrey Senior Cup tie.
Are we?
We are. Well, I say we. we're putting the under-23s out. Is that correct?
Yeah, the plan was always this year with the Senior Surrey Cup to put out the 23s, and the rationale is quite simple. I really didn't want to enter it this year.
Fair enough.
I'm so disappointed with the way that I felt we were treated last year, without going into detail, and I don't want to get myself in trouble with the FA or the county FA or anything else, so I'm not going to give any details on it. But essentially, you know, I think we were really poorly treated last year, and you know, ultimately, we've taken that competition extremely seriously. Probably as seriously as anybody as at this level does, and I feel like we had a real letdown last year by the competition, and yeah, I haven't got the appetite this year to go out there and put, you know, there'll be a sprinkling, I dare say, of first team players, but I'm not going to go out there and risk injuries and stuff like that in that competition this year. You know, against will be a good Walton side, which could then jeopardise our league aspirations. Okay,
that's fair enough. So anybody going to the game, it will be Walton and Hersham against SCR under-23s.
Yeah, as I say, you might end up seeing 3 or 4 guest first team players, but ultimately it's going to be the core of the 23s.
Marvellous. Thank you very much, mate.
Cheers, mate.